Hello.
We were having VPN problems.
Yeah, it's all fixed,
It's all
hopefully.
fixed. We're hopefully thankful for the fixing of our VPN problems. It is Thanksgiving here in China, and yet they don't really celebrate Thanksgiving in China, do they?
I wouldn't know, because I don't really celebrate it, being English.
I feel very alone here, surrounded by people who don't celebrate Thanksgiving in a country which does not have Thanksgiving, and yet we still have a lot to be thankful for.
Your mic is low or something, McGee.
Uh-oh. Is Martin's mic also low?
How about mine?
Turn up your mic.
Can hear Martin, though.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
We did, just,
So wait, why are you okay and I'm not?
It'll not be here, it'll be that thing we were tinkering with. I think maybe you set yourself down.
Alright, so, no, just yours. Martin is fine. Yes, of course. Mine always has problems, though.
See if you can get to that thing as fast as possible.
It's a real pain in the butt, this whole thing, the microphone thing. Is that one mine is 3?
Yeah.
Now I'm up at 66 on the volume meter. Anyway.
Is that better for American?
Let us know if that is better. So today is a special Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving stream, but we still have the Halloween decorations up.
Yay.
And what we are doing today is a review of the year that's passed. There's
Yes, we are.
No change to my audio. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, I think you need to go to that other thing, that the other box, instead of doing it here that we went to before.
You understand that this is not the same software, right?
Yes, but we did it before?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, just speak
they're all
louder.
saying that it's not better. And so what do you want to do here?
Go down. Go this one down. Manage sound devices. God damn it. Windows 10.
Yeah, so guys, this is a new PC with new OS, and it's now they're all saying I can't hear American.
So try the knob on your mic.
No, it's all, you leave my knob alone. It's not the knob.
Our knobs are equal, allegedly.
So I've just cranked the volume up really loud.
That's the speaker volume. Now, I don't know.
It says microphone right there.
I don't know.
This is what they tune in for. People tune in for listening to us bicker about our broken sound settings.
Well, they're just going to have to turn the volume up a bit or listen harder.
I mean, the only thing I have control over is this sound control panel over here, and I've cranked that up to max, and as far as I can tell on the microphone display out here, I mean, it's cranked.
You're a bit too loud in my ear now. I kind of don't want to wear my earphones.
Do you think these guys are just pulling our legs?
I think not. We'll fix it later. I mean, tell us, is it so bad that you literally cannot hear American at all?
All right, so we do have a super chat. We'll test my volume levels on the super chat. Lucas Severin sends $5 and says, Maggie Moon wants to know if you will sell your merch at Hot Topic. And the answer to that is that in the past, Alice merch was sold at Hot Topic. And it is now, I think probably they've run out of the stock of the stuff that was selling at Hot Topic. So for the stuff that was there, it's all gone. But for the stuff that we're working on these days, I think that stuff we may end up doing retail. He's amazingly hard to hear.
They say it sounds like you're being picked up by my mic, like yours isn't even working.
is always fun.
It's not working. Look.
I can hear it.
I can hear it, but it's not being picked up there. If you tap mine quietly, it's being picked up. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Well, this is
Yeah.
what they tune in for.
See if it's plugged into the PC. In the meantime, Truth Decay super chats with an immense super chat. Thank you very much for that. That's epic. Here's to another year of quality stream content like this. Are you being sarcastic? Can't wait for what's to come. Thanks to you, Martin, and all the other talented creatives working on this project.
That is an epic super chat. Massive. Yeah, it's interesting. Mine, I can now not hear myself in my microphone.
But it looks like it's working now.
But I can't hear myself any longer.
Bizarre. Anyway, I guess we just soldier on.
But it's not really working, is it?
Well, it doesn't matter if you can't hear yourself as long as these guys can hear you.
No, they cannot hear me, and no one can hear me. I'm broken.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. There we go. Now something's happened. Can you hear yourself? Stop that.
I don't think it's working. Now you sound lower than before.
There's no way that I can sound lower than before. I was just not working at all.
Maybe move my mic to the middle. It's actually not a bad idea.
This is terrible. I mean, we did test all this. We tested everything, and it was working. And now it's not.
Damn. I hear McGee.
Hello. There's that. Hello.
We missed the super chat. I can't hear me now. Hello. There we go. Right.
Hello.
Hello.
Very sad.
Alice on Elm Street super chats. Thank you for that. He's quiet enough that if I do anything other than listen, I can't hear him. Like even moving drowns him out.
Ah, boy. This is really, it's very sad. It's broken. We've broken Windows as well.
Let's not worry too much.
Maybe we ought to be canceling this and doing this another day. I don't know.
Well, they're all here now.
Hello. No. What do you want to do? We've got all this art with all kinds of stuff to look at, but I sound like I'm in a barrel now.
Well, let's use this mic. Does it detach? Can I move it closer to you?
All right. So American just needs to shout. Apparently. Don't cancel. All right. It does seem that Windows 10 is just shite. This is very true. So I'm here. I think my microphone is working now. So let's just take a look at art. This is
let's do that.
Artwork that was sent in by Alex. Is that me coming? So that's just me coming through on your microphone. It has nothing to do with this one. Is that right? You sound.
I believe so.
now.
That's why I was tapping yours.
All right. Mine's somewhat alive. Okay. So this is a piece of artwork that was sent along by Alex Crowley. And this is for the logo that we're doing for the new Pirate Jam. Can you see what sort of elements are hiding in there, Martin?
I can see a chaos symbol. I think I can see an anchor up at the top there. Maybe. And
again?
Nothing. I'm just breaking everything.
Stop breaking stuff.
Yeah, so there's tentacles, because we love tentacles. And there is a chaos symbol hiding in the middle of this. And there is a sort of anchor. Though I do feel like he's made the anchor too much in the spiky style. And it ought to be more in the sort of traditional anchor style. You know what I mean?
All right.
So
would a normal anchor not be anywhere near as spiky as that?
No, you would never have an actual anchor with these sort of spindly, spiky bits, because they would break. They'd break off.
I think the stream died slightly there, but
Right.
I can hear now.
Good.
It's better.
All right, we fixed it. Even though it sounds terrible in my headphones, and I don't know if that's because of like this weird sound, what's-he setting? I have no idea. I'm gonna make myself sound like I'm on the radio.
Does it have the same thing like before? It's set to like telephone quality.
Ah, that is exactly what it is.
Now it's gonna be shit because it's all the way over there.
Yeah, but I want to go find that setting first. That's absolutely right.
In Windows 7.
But they probably did the same thing here. I wouldn't be surprised.
All right.
Now Americans is fine, but Martin is. Now I can't hear Martin. Oh, God.
Stop breaking things.
Is it really that busted?
Apparently so.
Now Martin is the one that sounds very weak.
So be quiet.
You're there.
Mine's not doing it now. I'm being picked up on yours.
Ah, boy. I don't know what you guys want to do here. My recommendation is that we have to stop this, as it's too many technical errors. Unless you guys just want to sit there while we're trying to fix this.
They're here now, but I'm sure they don't want to go. But I'm sure that this isn't fun for them.
I'm not surprised if it's not fun. It's not fun for us either. So we're going to go find the device settings for... This is... Yeah. I wish that we could do art review while we're trying to troubleshoot this. And I feel sad for the people who are saying, wow, it's been a while since I've seen you guys, and now you've come here to see this and we are awful. There it is, 16-bit DVD quality.
So that's the good one. So now try Road 5.
We will do that. That all looks normal. Now we're going here to Road 5. Yep. Device properties, additional device properties, 2 channels, telephone quality. Amazing. I'm so glad that Windows... What's that? I just think it's fantastic that Windows, by default... Look, it's gone back to telephone quality.
It says it can't be changed while it's in use.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
We did this already. Oh, well.
Let's power on through.
Okay. I'm on telephone quality, calling you via the undersea cable. So anyway, let's go back to art review. This is what we got. We got a logo for Pirate Jam, and it looks like that, and I'm angry. So I do want to ask Alex to soften this up, make it look like a proper sea anchor, as you would see. So there's 2 problems. One is that this is not how a design on an anchor would look. You wouldn't have those spindly bits. And the other problem is that, for me anyway, I don't recognize the silhouette. Like, an anchor has got a very distinctive silhouette like this. And the way Alex has taken and made it like uber spiky has essentially destroyed the readability of it as an anchor.
I think you're right.
If you get what I'm saying here.
I get you.
And so the purpose of this image actually is multifold. One is to put it onto the promotional materials, and the other is to put it onto the face of the coin. So we did these coins, like the Chaos coin, but we did a Pirate Jam coin. And if you look at the down cam here, that is the Pirate Jam coin, and you'll note that the level of detail on that is pretty minimal. So I may not have given Alex enough instruction or understanding about how we were going to use this, but we are looking to use it on the coin, on the flag, and maybe as an actual tattoo. So that means it needs to be simplified.
I think so. Just a little bit. There's a little too much going on there for a coin, I think.
That thing showed up. So yeah, Alex, I think I like the tentacles. I like the chaos symbol, but I feel that the over Alexification of the anchor is doing a disservice. So let's go on here. So I think Jennifer's in the chat. This is a kind of funny thing we're working on right now. It's got lots of tentative names, like Jibs. If you played Doom or Quake, you might remember that we had a concept in there called Jibs or Gibbs. There was sort of a GIF battle over how that was supposed to be pronounced. But we are now...
Jibs.
You say Jibs.
Yeah.
Right. We are now talking about working on... Well, so there's this whole plan to build a studio in Thailand, but also have that's the hub for a larger virtual studio. And the virtual studio is going to start off working on a first-person shooter, and that first-person shooter is going to be done in a kind of like cute but old school, but also very satanic, dark style. And so we are working on a couple of, right now, just kind of silly ideas, but it's basically to do these like chibi cute Space Marines, and maybe call the game something very Doom, Quake, Jibs, Trump. And we're already working on some fairly subversive political messaging in there.
I like this one.
This one's very cute.
Just like the tagline.
Yeah. But yeah, if you've been following along, we're talking about this studio in Thailand, and I'm going to go there in December and meet with the local government guys to talk about how we start that and the people we're putting there and the projects we're working on. And yeah, so the FPS would lead into the development on the new Alice game.
Start small, work up. Instead of just diving into something big straight off the bat.
That is exactly correct. So I'm kind of curious, who likes Tromp as a game name?
I kind of like it, but I don't know if it would wear off quickly. I don't know. Yeah, hard to tell.
Greg says Kotaku already has an article. Is Trump a critique of the Trump? No, I don't believe that. I don't even think we've released this as a name. There's no way Kotaku's picked up on this.
It just must be
I think
coincidence.
I think Greg is joking because they're super sensitive to that kind of stuff. So it would actually be in the same sense of Idiocracy being a critique of American politics and violence. It would be in that vein, yes. And so it is meant to be a bit cute. It is meant to be a critique of modern day society and where it kind of leads to, in the same way that Wall-E, was a critique of our society and the taking to the extreme, this sort of culture of laying about and stuffing your face and consuming entertainment. So yeah, it's an idea.
Yeah.
Something we're messing about with. And of course, one of the most basic messages in this is that, yes, on the surface, it's all cute and chibi, but once you take the suit off, you realize everybody's deformed and radioactive. So yeah.
But still chibi.
But
So
still,
it's all good.
yes. Now, it probably won't end up getting called Trump, but it's still kind of funny to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, so this is something else we're working on. As many of you know, there are these rabbits getting made, and so there's one. That's the black-eyed rabbit, and we have a brown-eyed rabbit, and we have, I don't even know what this is. This is Satan rabbit. This is so wrong. This turned out really awful, and I don't know how. It's got this dead-eyed stare. It's super creepy. I don't know how it turned out like this, but we are enjoying the creation of physical things.
I like it.
And the Cheshire Cat head, which we'll get back to in a second, is leading into that.
Tom Resnick, super chats, saying we should call it blood sugar.
We could. The issue I would have with that is that it's not like Doom, Quake, Trump. You've got too many syllables in there.
It would be hard to search for as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like Trump, I don't even think that's really a word. If you punch that in, I imagine that Google's going to be like, are you sure you don't mean Trump? Now, of course, to tromp on something is to stomp on something.
Okay.
But you don't get like a lot of brands, or it's not a very frequently used word. Have you ever used the word Trump?
Never.
So there you go. Even the Englishman has not used this English word.
Music festival.
There you go. But you kind of know this isn't really being used very much just by looking at the Google search results. And when you're working on a new brand, it is important to try to find space around the brand name. Is something wrong with Martin's mic?
Yes.
For those of you who are tuning in late, this whole stream started off with mic problems. So there are problems.
It seems that only one mic works at a time. So at the beginning, I was fine and America was distant, but now it's swapped. So.
But you sound fine to me over here.
Yeah, but not. Yeah.
So you're busted now.
Yeah. The mic is just.
And what about now? That's pretty loud. Hello?
No.
I
Nope.
see. You're only coming through on my mic.
Yeah.
God damn it. How do we fix this?
I'll tinker with it after the stream.
It's just terrible, though. It's really, really annoying. So let's go back to art review. This is, I forget his name, Alejandro, I think. He's doing 3D modeling, art, and I think we're friends on Twitter. And so what we're talking about doing, similar to what we did with these rabbits, is that we are going to produce a 3D model. And
Are you choking to death over there? America's dying.
I have dust. I have dust in my throat. I'm dying.
Drink your fancy water.
It's not going to help. It's like a Lulu.
Oh dear.
I swear we're not usually this horrible. Today is just terrible. So, I don't know, man. We're dying here. So this is the Cheshire Cat model. We're going to do this as a 3D print. I don't want to go on. I'm dying here. I'm literally choking to death. And Martin's laughing at me. And our microphones are all busted.
Yeah.
Should this really be a thing? I think we should give up now.
It's a special stream.
It's special ed. It's especially R-worded. It's not good.
Yeah, if you die live on stream, that probably would get lots of views eventually.
It probably would, but this is not how I imagine today's stream going.
Oh dear.
This is terrible.
Let's keep going for a bit. Let's see if
All
we
right.
can make it to an hour.
All right, here we go. So we are going to produce these. I was thinking, actually, we're going to do these as metal, so they'll be quite hefty. This may eventually turn into chess pieces. But to start, they may just be kind of collectible little statues. And then I was thinking, these might be really cool as candles.
It's a good idea.
If this was cast and in wax and you had a little, wick coming out the top of his head, I would like that.
And it would be extra hilarious as it started to melt.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the Biennale in Venice where there was an artist who had created entire life-sized elements from scenes in life, people, chairs, tables, but it was all done in wax. And then it would, they'd light the candles of the art pieces and they would burn them. And the whole thing was to kind of see this living room melt down.
All right.
And you could walk through it. It was really interesting. So yeah, I think seeing the Cheshire Cat kind of melt like that could be interesting.
I think it would. I would buy that.
I would buy that.
Sean Carey super chats with no message. Ooh. Sean, if you had anything to say, thank you for the chat, by the way. Yeah, say something. Oh, there it is. I can see it. When does your autobiography, Growing Up American, hit bookshelves?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that anytime soon. I mean, it's a thing. I have mentioned this before, and I have written little bits, but I feel like, I don't know, I want to accomplish a bit more, be a bit more notorious before I sit down to write that.
Or just be cheeky like some people and have multiple autobiographies.
Yeah. Are you going to have an autobiography?
For what? Done nothing.
Your fear of elevators.
Oh yeah, that would be an awesome thing. It'd be like a pamphlet, not an autobiography.
I think you could write quite a bit on that, actually.
Maybe.
So, the Cheshire Cat head. I didn't answer Sean's question, like, legitimately. I'm probably not going to do that. I don't know. I think that was a thought I had when I was a lot younger to make an autobiography, but now it doesn't feel that interesting to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although we started late, are we going to do a competition?
Let's do it. Contest time. So, we already have our first question, and what we're going to give away today is the coloring book for Out of the Woods. We did that last week as well, but they are much coveted, these coloring books.
They are excellent.
They are excellent. So, Martin, if you hold that up for the people to see the pages within.
Hard to see white.
It's okay to be white, Martin.
Kind of
So,
see it a bit.
that is the coloring book. So we'd like you to spam the chat with all of the things or the thing you are most thankful for on this Thanksgiving in China.
Go. Spam
And
it.
so you spam away, and the lucky winner will take home the Out of the Woods coloring book.
Are you thankful for not dying?
What am I thankful for? What are you thankful for right now, Martin?
I don't know. Just general life, I guess. Suppose I'm reasonably healthy and okay. I've got a roof over my head. It's all okay.
Yeah. I'm very thankful for this thing that we've built, which is supported by all of our fans and friends over on Patreon, and also for the team that's come out of what we're doing. That is people like Jennifer, Omri, Alex, Joey, who are helping us to produce all this awesome art. And I'm also thankful for you, Martin. Even though you can be annoying at times, I'm still thankful for you.
That doesn't sound true.
The being thankful or the being annoying?
The annoying bit.
Right. So yeah, I feel like I have a lot to be thankful for, actually. Especially considering that in sort of the 2 years leading up to this time, there's been a lot of struggle, a lot of pain. So I feel thankful that some of that stuff is sort of passing.
All right.
Yes.
Excellent.
There you go. All right, well, we're going to ask Nightbot in a moment. Do spam. You got to spam because
Spamming, please.
it's spam time.
What's wrong with this stream?
This is just the worst stream ever. So people are saying no picking on. Why are people so sensitive about my even the slightest joking?
It's not a joke. Should see him when the stream ends.
You're gonna get it now. Dal was septic and thankful to be alive. Now people have just gone to spam.
Yeah.
Spam.
Spam. Let's roll it. Do it.
All right, here we go. It's gone to the Casual Viking. Why does that name sounds familiar?
We did that a few weeks ago, maybe.
Well, Casual Viking, here you are. You're back, and you've won maybe again. So you know the routine. You need to email mysterious@americanmcgee.com and be sure to send along your name, phone number, your mailing address, and mention the fact that you won the Out of the Woods coloring book. And please do that in a format which is easy for me to interpret and send your thing to you.
Please do.
Please do.
Yes, well done.
Boy, these microphones are really, they're sucking it.
It's kind of weird. To us, it sounds like mine's working, but...
And it sounds like mine isn't. Sounds terrible. All right, back to art review. So this is the turnaround on the Cheshire Cat 3D model. And yeah, so we're looking at a couple options there. We're thinking about maybe candles, maybe heavy metal or resin collectibles, all kinds of fun stuff.
Should be excellent.
Should be excellent. So we're going to take a quick sort of jump through some of the art that was done previously and talk a bit about where things are today. As I have mentioned, there are things going on behind the scenes that are moving us ever closer to not just the production on an Alice game, but now actually several games. We are going to be in a place pretty soon where it looks like we might also be able to do an Out of the Woods video game, like a digital card collecting game.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Out of the Woods is going to ship pretty soon, the physical stuff, and we're very appreciative of your patience in our getting this done.
It has been a while.
The factory has been very slow, but it's happening. So yeah, along the way, lots of art's been done. So these images from Joey showing various landscapes in Wonderland.
Never did this one as an art print. This is odd, because I think it would make a very good one.
I think it would. It's pretty nice. I think it'd have to be done up a little more final.
Yeah.
It's still a bit rough, sketchy.
Or
But
maybe it was done final. Maybe this is just the rough, sketchy folder we're looking at.
Maybe. But this, again, back to the chess pieces. I know, these could make a fairly interesting collectible if you imagine that we did chess pieces based on Alice and the Cheshire Cat and various characters, and then that was a set. That could be pretty cool.
It would be excellent.
This is another area that she did that's got the mock turtle, and it's interesting. My microphone is cutting out completely.
This one's kind of sinister. All those heads bobbing at you in the water. Kind of scary.
Yep.
I wouldn't like that.
It's a bit creepy.
Lucas Severin, I think, is mocking us with his super chats. Okay, guys, let's not talk about the tech issues. Let it go. Oh, yeah, right. No, we will not let it go. Let it go. Etc., etc. You can read it.
Thank you, Lucas. It's very supportive. Yeah.
It's yeah. Let it go.
So a big part of what we worked towards with all this artwork was the license proposal, and this was sent to EA along with art prints and a lot of other elements. I remember when we had this sort of in there as a joke, the Make EA Great Again.
Yeah.
Now, in the final proposal that we sent to them, it did not say that.
It was a risky maneuver. It could have worked, but
yeah,
who knows?
But again, I've mentioned a lot recently. There are talks going on, but I can't unfortunately say anything more than that, other than things are being moved forward. So
it's kind of frustrating. You want to tell people loads of stuff,
right?
But there are signed documents that say you can't.
I think Magus is saying that everyone hated it. I think he's referring to Make EA Great Again.
I don't think everyone hated it.
This oversensitivity about the politics in the U.S. that surrounds he who shall not be named. I have a lot of conversations with my friends about this, that they're all being taken for a ride. They're all being played. And actually, Jon Stewart was on some television show recently, and he basically made that point. He said, stop giving the guy so much air. Stop being so outraged by him. And, it could be kind of funny. You got to keep in mind, Trump was a WWF wrestling star.
And a movie star.
And a terrible movie
with
star.
With a kitty face.
Yeah. Anyway, I still find all this stuff hilarious because, from a distance, it looks really hilarious.
We have a super chat again from Sean Carey. What kind of meditation does American practice, and how many times a day?
So I used to do actual sit-down, sitting-up meditation, but these days I generally do something that I call a nap, but it's actually more of a meditation because I don't usually fall asleep, but I go into kind of a weird thought trance state. So I do that daily, and it's usually about a 20-minute or 30-minute type of thing, and just once a day, but every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that moment sort of when you're just drifting off. You start, you're just thinking about stuff on your own, and then at some point your subconscious takes over and it's thinking about stuff without any input. And then sometimes I kind of realize this is happening, and I wake up and it's like, what the hell was I just thinking?
Right.
I wasn't thinking that.
Right.
Kind of like that mid-zone.
So now Lucas is quoting from Bohemian Rhapsody, which is one of my favorite songs.
Are you going to watch the movie?
I do want to watch the movie. But thank you, Lucas, for that. Much appreciated. The super chat. And we are trying to let it go. Thank you for the reminder. So we go back to art review. This was shown previously. And, of course, this links to that Cheshire Cat head that I showed off just a moment ago. Now, the concept here, and I still really want us to do this, is a physical box for the game. Now, what's interesting is, like, just this week, Microsoft came out and said they're going to launch a diskless Xbox.
I heard that was a rumor that the next Xbox would be disk driveless.
Disk driveless.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a rumor. Has it been verified? I don't think so.
But I thought what I heard was no more disk, like a CD, DVD, Blu-ray drives.
Yeah, that's what I meant. An optical
disk
driveless.
Okay. So, what's interesting, though, is that might sort of get rid of the physical distribution of game boxes.
I guess. So it could... I mean, they could still exist, but, maybe they would just have, like, a download code in them.
Yeah, sure. Well, Truth Decay there is saying it's not a rumor. I didn't think it was a rumor either. But that doesn't mean that we wouldn't produce a game box like this. And I don't see why, maybe we produce a game box like this and it has a code or it has a USB, and I still want the physical thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucas is back.
He's gone crazy.
Chatting. He's gone bohemian mental. The end is now. How do we sing that high note in the key? We need a McGee.
That's not going to help our audio problems, Martin.
It's not.
So anyway, this is the prototype for the physical box. Now, we have the 3D Cheshire Cat head getting done, so we should expect that that'll be the first variation on this. So you see how it's got like a chess piece base here. So we're going to do the same thing with the Cheshire Cat head, and then we may do up some sort of a packaging prototype test. And the financier / publisher we're talking to seems to be into the physical distribution stuff like this, so that's good.
Excellent.
That was a Pirate Jam coin.
Yeah, they are nice.
I am doing a lot of planning for Pirate Jam these days. And in December, in addition to going over and checking out the location for the new studio, I will be sailing the route to sort of pre-plan our stops and events along the way.
Don't just play it by ear.
No, that's not a good...
Like this stream.
Exactly. So this is Out of the Woods. What is going on with Out of the Woods? What's the latest from the factory?
They're just making the game, and they said that they may ship the game down to the shipping company in 2 batches. Rather than us having to wait a bit longer to have them all done, could potentially have a little batch sent first. So some people, fingers crossed, touching wood, might even get them for Christmas.
I like Chaucet. This stream is a mess. Yes, it is. This is true. It is a mess.
Who said that? Chaucet.
Chaucet said that. Thanks, Chaucet.
Damn it, Chaucet.
We know it's a mess.
Support us.
Wait, isn't she teasing you by saying that? Isn't that against the rules according to them? Don't tease Martin. Martin was the one that was over here setting up the live stream.
Yes.
Okay. So Sean Carey comes back and says, when was the last time you spoke to John Romero? Are you guys still friends? I would say that previously we were co-workers. I don't know that we ever we were friendly and we worked together for years and we're still friendly, but I don't recall ever doing like friend things with him. We'd go to lunch, but no, we never went out beyond that. There's not much socializing.
Never had sleepovers.
No sleepovers. But I do talk to him still, and his wife, Brenda, from time to time on Twitter and email and whatnot. So we all stay in touch.
Excellent.
So we are still whatever the thing was that we were that may have been like associates. I'm happy to call him a friend. I just don't know that it quite goes that far.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the illustrated book.
Illustrated storybook.
Out of the Woods.
Yep.
Now they have sent the wooden collectible boxes are down in Shenzhen now.
They have.
Yeah.
They got done pretty quick.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the book turned out really nice, and I'm really looking forward to having stacks of these and seeing people around the world collect them.
Yeah, they've been printed for a while.
Yeah, and that is today's prize, giving away these coloring books.
Yeah. Sure set. Wasn't trying to be mean. Says sorry. It's fine. We know you were joshing.
No, Martin is crying over here. You should see. Now, Jennifer hid lots of little cutesy wolves. This is anything but a cutesy image. This man is being run through with a sword in a room filled with the dangling heads of murdered women. And yet, where's the wolf?
It's there. I can see it.
Where?
There.
I'm missing it. There.
Yeah.
There.
It's one of the heads. That's
Oh, it's
down.
the head. It's been hidden in the head.
So there you go.
That's so
Told
cute.
everyone where one of them is.
That's very, very
Now
cute.
find the rest.
So art print. This was an incredibly popular art print. I think this time around when people did their 3 for 3, there's like 50 people or something that selected that.
This is popular, but it's not quite as popular as the Red Chesh.
Yeah, Red Chesh was off the scales.
That always gets chosen a lot.
Yeah. So our lawyer is a guy named Greg, but not the same Greg as Greg's Junk. And he's living in California, and he's got a son who's like 8 years old. And his son, you know, being a little boy, likes gory nonsense. So the last time Greg came over to China, I packaged one of these up and stuck it in a tube, and I said, take that back home and hang it up on his wall. And I know that his mom is going to be like, no. You're not hanging that on your wall.
Did you hear the result of that? How long ago
No,
was that?
that was like a week or two ago.
All right.
I should email and ask him, what happened? Is it hung on the wall? It's pretty gory. I like that. It's one of my favorites. This was Pirate Jam last year at the Take It Easy bar on Lanta. There's Tomas. Tomas was over for dinner last night.
Yeah.
I think Tomas lost weight. He looked like he lost some weight last night.
He didn't look like that.
Yeah, I think he lost some weight. There's Evan in the background there, and Robbie. All these guys, and Chai. These guys came over from China. Epic China, who are coming back this year. And Renee. So we had a lot of fun last year. We're going to do this again. And if you're a game developer, I'm having a hard time enunciating because there's this massive delay in my headphones. But if you are a game developer and you're interested in joining us, you can go over and sign up at pirate-jam.com. And this is a weird one. Our organizers they're really interested in having more women come along this year. And I've said before, it feels a little weird to me, like just being specific about trying to get girls to join.
It's an odd request.
Yeah.
But, I mean, last time it was just Renee, wasn't it?
Yeah, the last 2 years she's been the only girl who's come along.
So, I don't know, it's reasonable to maybe want to mix it up a bit, have a bit of tick some diversity boxes, perhaps.
Yeah, I understand, but it's weird that when you have to state it, oh yeah, we're going for diversity. Um, it's a kind of an uncomfortable thing. And this actually happened on a phone call recently where it was like a list is going to be put together of the people who will be invited, but preferential treatment is going to be given to a particular group. And I thought, if you were to flip this...
Preferential treatment?
Yeah, well, I mean, how else are you going to make that work?
Don't know.
This is the problem with quotas, right? You could be a very excellent at what you do standalone developer / programmer, and you will not be selected over someone of the opposite sex who maybe is not as talented and not, whatever. It's a sticky, messy conversation. We're not going to get into. These were the patches. This was the patch set 1 that we did, and these were given away, of course, to our patrons at a discounted price.
Very discounted.
Now, we have this running right now. There's a new patch set, and we're trying to hit a goal on Patreon to unlock those, but we seem to not be getting to our goal.
Yes, it doesn't matter how much money we stick in advertising and boosting Facebook posts. We're kind of holding steady at our patron numbers. In fact, it kind of fluctuates a little bit. Don't know what else to do to get that number up to hit the goal. I mean, we keep asking people, join, it's $1. And then when the goal is reached, put your pledge up, get the stuff. After that, you can leave if you want. I
think people are just not interested in embroidered patch sets.
But they were when we did patch set 1. It went really well.
Maybe patch set 2 is just doesn't contain stuff that they want. Could be. Maybe. Jennifer, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, Jennifer, do better patches.
Do better. I forgot about this. This was a T-shirt design from back in the day that we never actually published to Mysterious.
Yeah,
wow.
I don't recognize that.
Well, we only saw it like once, and then we kind of forgot about it. I don't know who did that. I think that was Joey that did that.
Right.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, Jennifer is throwing tons of new clothing with our artwork on it into the shop. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, then head over and check it out.
There is a ton of new stuff added in Mysterious.
It's a little bit out of control, actually.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a super chat from today's apparent
super chat leader.
Super chatter, although not in terms of value, but your comment is no less valued. Sean Carey, thank you very much. Can you tell us a little bit more about the type of meditation you practice? He's very interested. Is there a specific process? How did you learn it? I'm desperate to escape my thoughts.
So I would suggest that you look into stuff like NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And there's a type of therapy which the name of is escaping me right now, but I will look at my phone because I'm in the middle of listening to a book on this topic. But the point is that there is a kind of cognitive behavioral therapy, so CBT, that is very well proven to address the sort of not being able to escape your thoughts or symptoms of PTSD. So what I would recommend is that you go and pick up some books on CBT or NLP. They're both kind of semi-related. The idea, though, is getting to a place where you're able to look at your thoughts and emotions not always as being synonymous with the self. So in other words, you are able to look at your experience of fear or panic from an outside perspective, and then talk yourself through the coming down or addressing or dealing with those thoughts or emotions on a case-by-case basis. For me, I've found that, beyond just straight up meditating, that is something that has been very useful. And I would recommend that you look at a combination of good diet, exercise, and then something like cognitive behavioral therapy. Those practiced together can have a really dramatic effect on your mental health and your sort of thought process. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jennifer suggests running ads on DeviantArt and Pinterest.
We are on Pinterest.
We tried that with Out of the Woods to no success.
Yeah, but all of our stuff that we put into Mysterious now ends up on Pinterest automatically. I did enable that. So here on screen, this was actually one of the first designs that Alex did for a Chaos coin. Now, I think this was much loved. People did like this, but what did we say about this that we often say about Alex's art?
Is it a little busy?
It's a little busy. So I think we could just have an autoresponder on any emails that come from Alex on the first round that just says, that's great, a little busy.
Tone down, please.
Less busy, thanks. So yeah, this was our old studio.
Look at it go.
This was version 2 of the studio. We had actually purchased a table.
Yeah. Instead of having the monitors on tops of cardboard boxes.
We literally started off doing this with the whole setup on flimsy cardboard boxes.
Yeah,
you should go back and look.
That there was no kind of disaster that happened with that.
You should go back and look at some of the very first streams. Now this one may take the cake for being the worst.
I looked at the first stream we did recently, and it's pretty shonky.
Yeah, this one's pretty shonky too, though. I remember we were talking about this rental bike, the share bike phenomenon here in China. Still out of control.
It's
mental. Very, very mental. But you know what's mental is that it is contest time.
It is. It's 11. Are we going to call it after this hour, or are we going to soldier on?
I think we should call it pretty soon, because I'm still struggling to hear myself. It's not great.
All right, let's do another competition.
So spam the chat.
Again.
Spam the chat with either yes or no. For yes, keep the stream going, or no, kill it.
Please say no.
And we're going to give away a coloring book, Out of the Woods coloring book. And please say no, that we can kill it, because it's killing me.
Yeah, I want to have a test and
I'm
see
dying.
if I can fix it.
I'm dying here.
This, spam away.
Trump the chat. Damn it, they're all saying yes.
Maybe it's yes, stop the stream.
Yes, no. Yes, no more.
Oh dear.
The only person who says no is Sala, who always has to be the weirdo contrarian.
No, there's Talkzilla again, says no.
Right.
Pay.
No, yes. I think the yeses have it.
Clearly winning, but I think we should stop it.
All right, well, you're the co-pilot. Here we go. Courtney Jull. Is that not a...
That's another name I recognize.
Why does... It seems like Nightbot always does this to us.
Although I recognize that from Patreon. Patreon messages, I believe.
All right, well, Courtney Jull, you need to email mysterious@americanmcgee.com, include your name, phone number, mailing address, and mention that you won a coloring book, and then we will get one sent out to you ASAP. Now, this is a piece of art from Joey. Was this done for Asylum, or this was an older bit?
Pretty sure this was Asylum.
This was Asylum. You know what's crazy is all this art's been done. It's been sort of set aside and is collecting dust.
Yeah, I'll have to go back through the Google Drive and see if there's stuff there that's missing or stuff we haven't thought about in a while.
Well, the other thing we need to do is we need to get this onto the wiki. Because that is what the wiki is for. And like there's tons of art that hasn't gone there.
We'll have a look.
So this is the wiki. If you go to AmericanMcGee.com, you'll find a link to it there. And yeah, we should be adding this crazy art and these concepts to it. We are starting to work on getting a weekly design review thing going. But we decided not to do that this week, thank God. Because it was Thanksgiving and we wanted to make sure all of our tech was up and running.
Yeah, as it clearly isn't.
Isn't. Yeah. But this was actually one of the early kind of, look, she's done a bingo. Bingo in here.
Is that Clampo?
Clamp A? Clamp O?
Joey's the best.
She's been at this for a while. Look, it even sings a little broken half note. Boo. She can make your wish come true. Goldfish Queen, please fix our audio. Please.
Yeah.
Now this was an idea that Joey had that was sort of Alice in the denial stage. And it was a sort of children's circus where, you know, Peter Pan had something like this, I think. Wasn't it Peter Pan? Or it was Pinocchio. Sorry, the Pinocchio story. Pinocchio went to this sort of children's circus.
Don't remember that. But then again, it's been many a year since I saw Pinocchio.
Right. And this is a question we're still sort of struggling with. I don't feel like we have a lot of images where the 13-year-old character really looks 13.
Yeah, she's still being drawn older-ish in most of our images.
Now, one of the things that's come up recently, and this is through the crowd design and talking with RJ, is that the story is going to be presented most likely as a kind of revisiting or a recollection by adult Alice after the events of Madness Returns, but she's traveling back in her mind, in her memories, to the time when she was in the asylum.
That's I like that idea, because I think people would appreciate seeing Alice after Madness Returns.
Correct.
Even if it was just not really part of the game per se, if she was just recollecting.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what we're ultimately going for. Is a adult Alice going back and recalling those events. And what I was thinking is it makes sense that the infernal train was, we were told, it was destroying Alice's recollection. So it would make sense that after the train had wrought this destruction, that it might be that Alice says, right, I need to go back and I need to get these memories back. I also had this idea that not only is she getting her memories back, but there could be something that happens at the end of Asylum where we've been chasing after Shadow Alice, and when we finally have our kind of boss battle confrontation with Shadow Alice wins. And it's Shadow Alice that we all know from the first two games. And it's Shadow Alice at the end of Madness Returns who walks out victorious and has murdered Bumby. But it's Shadow Alice who thinks, right, now I've got to go back and get my inner child. I've got to go back to the point where I left her in Wonderland and take her by the hand and pull her back out.
So real Alice is still trapped
In
like 13-year-old Alice Wonderland.
exactly. Could be a thing.
Could be a thing.
Could be a thing. Sean Carey comes back and says, "What book are you currently reading?" If you're referring to the cognitive behavioral therapy book, this one is by a guy called Jason M. Satterfield, Satterfield, and this is on Audible, where I found that, but it seemed to be fairly high rated, and yeah, it's been a very interesting listen. So if that's the thing you're asking about, that's the book that I am currently consuming on that topic. Though I have read quite a few on that topic.
I haven't read anything in ages. Last thing I read was a compilation of Charlie Brooker articles.
Oh,
Do
the
like Charlie.
Black Mirror creator.
Yes.
Right. As far as reading goes, like actually sitting down to read text, I'm actually in the middle of rereading the Annapolis Handbook or Guidebook to Sailing, I think is what it's called. That's what's on my, on my Kindle. I don't know, it's like a book. I can't remember what it's called, but it's sort of the official, yeah, there it is. It's the Annapolis Book of Seamanship. So I'm in the middle. Why is that funny? Seaman? Are you laughing at seaman, Martin? How old are you?
No, I'm thinking about a joke someone told me.
Go on.
No, I'm laughing at seaman.
What do you call a long, hard thing full of semen? Is it that one?
A good one.
A submarine?
School, isn't it? What's long, hard, and full
of semen?
A submarine.
I thought you were going to say your mum. All right. Anyway, so that's what I'm actually reading right now. Excellent.
Moving on.
Yes. So back to art. These are some really excellent images that sort of fell down the memory hole. Now there's Red Chesh.
Very popular.
This did not fall down the memory hole. This is probably one of Alex's most popular images.
Definitely. We're always printing many more of these because we keep running out.
It is a fan-effing-tastic image. We even have one on the wall behind us here in the studio. It's there. It's right there. What do you... That's very naughty, Martin. So yeah, that's Red Chesh, still being used.
Yeah.
And then, this was, I think Omri did a remake of the model head.
Looking
I think
very 3D.
Yeah, he tried to make it look a bit more 3D-y.
Which it does.
It does. So this again would be where we're going with the Cheshire Cat 3D model that's getting made right now. There it is.
Yeah.
Now I think that this base isn't going to work. It would fall over.
I guess it's a little on the slim side.
It is.
Taylor, going. Super chats, thank you. I'd love to see a lenticular picture of this Asylum Wonderland image. It's my favorite. I assume talking about Red Chesh.
Asylum Wonderland picture.
The place where we do art prints, they on display. They do like folders and books and calendars and all sorts of stuff. There is a folder that is lenticulated that they have on the table.
Oh, so you could flip back and forth between these two.
Sort of a 3D depth.
Oh,
doodah.
Let's do it.
Look at it.
That'd be cool to flip back and forth. That's a good idea, Taylor.
Still. Yeah. How much would that be? I don't know.
You'll have to go and ask.
Check it out.
But thank you, Taylor, for the super chat and the super suggestion.
Sean Carey is back with a vengeance. Would you guys consider making your game in Unity rather than Unreal?
I think we're a bit early for that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Unity, is there?
Well, there's nothing wrong with any of these images or these engines, but there's a lot of things you have to take into consideration, like the local talent base and their ability to work with an engine, the cost of licensing and ongoing cost of per sales percentages you have to pay out to the engine makers. There's also a question of, depending on the type of game we want to make, whether it's a big open environment or it's a fast-paced console, super, quadruple A, next gen, these engines all have sort of strong points and reasons why you would license one versus another. So when you say, would we consider Unity rather than Unreal, I assume you're talking about for the new Alice game. We don't know yet, because we don't... Like, I just floated this thing on Twitter, and somebody actually mentioned this in another Super Chat, I think. Is that right? Or it was just mentioned, but it was that I did ask, would people be open to, since Alice Asylum is a prequel to, obviously, the first two games, what if it was presented inside of an old-school engine? And Martin frowned because he likes everything. He likes everything in HD. But over on Twitter, a lot of people really like the idea. And if we were to go that route, then perhaps we would use an old engine, like a modified Quake engine. Imagine that. Yeah. Taylor, the $2, thank you. And I think we do understand now.
This one.
Yeah, it's this one.
It's.
And you want to see this flipped between the two.
Yes.
Now there is a final version of this image somewhere. Maybe we'll stumble into it as
Not
we
in this folder.
As we continue. But yeah, I understand. That is the image. So then, Caleb
Archambault.
Boo.
Sorry
Archambault.
For the butchering of your name. Thank you for the super chats. Still confused. Has Asylum actually been approved by EA? Or are you still working on the proposal? If so, what's the status on that?
So, Asylum has not been officially approved, though you have to keep in mind that everything we're doing right now is because EA came along, a year ago and said, we want to give you the license and we want you to do something with this so it doesn't just sit on the shelf. So that was the first sort of, okay, we're going to start working on design and art. We're going to get this thing going. And in the meantime, we built the proposal. We gave that to them. And they did an internal review. They said it looked great. They said they're still wanting to do the thing they originally said, which is give us the license so we can build a game. And then in the recent weeks, I have mentioned repeatedly that things are happening, but I'm not allowed to talk about them.
Which is frustrating.
It is frustrating that I'm being told explicitly by the people I'm talking to at EA not to talk about this. So I can't say anything else, or I'll get in a lot of trouble.
So leave it there.
So when you ask what is the status on the proposal, the proposal's done. It's been delivered to EA, and it has helped to move the conversation forward. That's the status. That's it. That's what I can say.
Yeah.
Fox Ninja says, is there something up with the audio? It sounds super weird. Yes.
Go back and check the beginning of the stream.
It's super busted.
It's broken.
It's
we're
very
very
broken.
Sorry. We're going to fix it for the next stream.
Yes.
Probably.
So that's sad. So this was a bit of art that Alex did to show off the collection mechanism the in-game UI for the Chaos Coin.
Yeah.
So all of you who have a Chaos Coin, you also have a virtual Chaos Coin associated with that. And it means that when we do get the game, you'd be able to go into the game, run around, find a coin, and then pick it up and find your name and your inscription on that virtual coin. And if you didn't get a Chaos Coin from Patreon, you can still get one over on Mysterious. So that's what this is. This has got all the Chaos Coin info and video and pictures and all kinds of cool stuff.
It's a great item.
It's a very good item for
who's
collectors.
mentioned it on Patreon, when it's been delivered, everybody seems super happy with it.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the new studio. We moved this year. It was a big move.
Yeah.
But we're pretty happy to be here. It's helped. I mean, and honestly, there's no way we could have supported the growth of the channel and of the Patreon and all the art and stuff we have to send out because, man.
It's true, the other office could not have contained the amount of stuff we have to do now.
There's no way. And of course, we've got a bunch of dresses done, and these were all from Omri. And not only are the dresses done now, but I think Jin and Omri have been putting a lot of these stockings inspired by these designs. They've been putting the stockings into the Mysterious shop.
Yep, how many now? Is it like 2, 3, 4?
I don't recall exactly. I just know that like here they've got some here. There's leggings. So they are slowly but surely adding leggings based on these designs. Are you going to sport some of those, Martin? Is your belly nice and flat and hairless like that?
Looks exactly like that.
Really? These are the tarot bits, the bits of art for the tarot cards. We do need to continue on this series. I think for sure, as a physical product, this is something we need to get done.
It does seem to be a popular request.
It's a very popular request. And now that we've had some success with Out of the Woods, we know how not to do that.
Yep. Yes, we learned a lot about how long it takes factories to do things while doing Out of the Woods.
Yes. But yeah, these turned out really nice. And of course, we need a lot more bits of art. But I think this could be a potential, future product, and just need more art and the card backs. We get tons of requests for this, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of people out there who want an Alice tarot card set.
I'm sure it will happen one day.
Well, there's so much material for us to work with, and I'm surprised, it doesn't already exist. Like, we haven't already done this because of the demand we get.
Yeah. Ooh, Nira K is back with a super chat.
Now Martin is dying. He's getting the dust problem.
Yeah.
She says, poke, where is Lulu? I don't know. I think she's upstairs laying in the sun, because it's quite cold here now, so she's decided that she likes to be upstairs laying in the sun in the middle of the day.
Yeah, last time I saw her, she was on the chair, but no. Yeah.
She's run away. But thank you, Nira. And we did just buy her a massive collection of dog treats.
Ooh.
So that means that, she'll get some dog treats.
Looking at the time, shall we big up Freaky Fandoms?
Yes.
And then do a competition, and then run away.
Let's do it.
But Sean Carey is back again. Super chatting us. Thank you very much. True or false? You abandoned making a game based on The Wizard of Oz because while the books are public domain, the iconic appearance of the characters are still trademarked by MGM.
You've got to bunch of stuff mixed up in there.
Mm.
So first off, I've never abandoned the making of a game. I had one game back in the day, I think it was just called American McGee's Oz, and that was the first project I worked on with Ken Wong. And I do think if you go to YouTube, you can actually you can still see a trailer for that, and it was an Xbox. It was an original Xbox console trailer, and we were being funded by, I think, Atari or Infogrames. I can't remember, but we got about 6 months into development, and then that publisher ran out of money. So we killed it. And, well, they killed it. So that wasn't me abandoning. That was them abandoning us. And then the second time around was, again, you can go on YouTube and you can see that I tried to do something called Zombie, which that was my first mistake. I never should have put the word zombie in the title.
People didn't get it.
People didn't understand that it was a reference to zombie mentality, not like flesh-eating zombies. Anyway, my mistake, and I think people were sort of oversaturated with zombie-ness, zombie lore.
Got some good art out of that.
We got amazing art, and again, you can go search for that. But back to your comment about... Well, so anyway, we ran a Kickstarter. The Kickstarter failed, and I decided, all right, Kickstarter failed. Obviously, people aren't interested in this, and we're going to walk away and leave it alone. Regarding your comment about the iconic appearance of the characters being trademarked, that is not entirely true. One of the elements that is trademarked by MGM is Dorothy's ruby red slippers, because in the film, they're red, so they stand out on screen, but in the books, they're silver. So if you were to try to do a painting or a game or a costume and you included red slippers for Dorothy, you would get sued. But if you did silver, you would not, because that's what's in the book. And a lot of the other elements about the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man, those are in the book, so MGM doesn't really have a leg to stand on when they want to come and sue you.
The more you know.
Yeah. But that sort of thing, the trademark by MGM, never once played into my pursuit or abandonment of any efforts on Oz.
Okay.
You know what I like?
Tentacles.
I like tentacles. And I have to say, there's days I'm thankful. I wake up and I go, I've reached a place in my life where I realize that I get to make things that contain lots of tentacles. And not everyone can say that. You kind of have to be like in Japan as an artist to be able to get so much tentacles into your stuff. But not me.
Not you.
Yeah.
You can do it whenever.
There's the infernal train. And look, who's that? Hello. I'm Alice.
Thanks for clarifying.
So yeah, that's the infernal train. This is the cause of all the problems.
It's a big old train.
Well, it was a level. You could run around inside of that and have a big boss battle with Bumby.
Don't remember that from the streams. Maybe I was too busy looking at the chat.
I think you were. Yeah, I think you were distracted. So yeah, anyway, this is the Queen's Castle. Just tons of art.
There is.
We got so much art done.
So, let's do another competition.
Okay.
And, spam with... What should I spam with? We should come up with this before we do the stream. Just say spam. Because, we need to big up freaky fandoms, so we can't really be paying attention to what they're spamming.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So our buddies over at... Oh, and by the way, speaking of tentacles, there are some right here. So our friends over at Freaky Fandoms did write and they said that they're not doing a podcast this week because Deborah is sort of out of commission, out of action. So we do hope that she's back into action again soon.
Get well soon.
Get well soon. And they're asking that you go and listen to the Dark Art Society, which is another podcast over on SoundCloud, which this week has an artist called Paul Komoda, and I believe that's being hosted by Chet Zar. Both of these being dark artists that Andrew and Deborah are big fans of. So if you like dark art, if you like tentacles, then I would highly recommend you go and give these guys a listen.
Please do. Support them because they support us.
And you can find links to Freaky Fandoms down in the description below.
Yes, you can. Right. Let's hope that went better than last week's.
I was going to say, I want to apologize to Andrew and Deborah for being crappy podcast or live streamers that can't seem to get our audio right, and that when we try to big up their brand, we sound like poop.
Yeah.
Oh well. Sorry, guys.
Right, I think that's enough spam.
Here we go.
Roll it.
Midnight Simmer.
I think that's a new one.
That is a new one. Congratulations, Midnight Simmer. You won
A colouring book.
a coloring book.
House of the Woods colouring book.
Yes. So, you would want to email mysterious@americanmcgee.com and include your name, your phone number, your shipping address. Make sure to format all that in a way which makes it easy for me to read and copy and paste so that we can send you your coloring book. Oh, and mention that you won a coloring book.
Yeah. Kind of remember that icon, though. Maybe we did do Midnight Simmer before.
I don't know, but she's throwing F-bombs.
What?
All right, Midnight Simmer.
Sean
Simmer
Carey.
it down.
Sean Carey is back again. He's going super chat crazy. Please don't end the stream anytime soon. I want to ask more questions in the next hour.
Well, Sean, we will be back in a week, and I have to say that for both Martin and I, this is painful.
Yeah, and it will be more betterer next week.
Because it sounds like we're broadcasting from inside of a semen-filled tube under the sea. It's not great. Not great at all.
Oh dear.
So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are we calling it?
Let's call it.
All right, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart that our Thanksgiving special was a turkey.
It was special in its own way.
It's a turkey. We can say that. We can say we brought them turkey for Thanksgiving.
We did.
All right. We are going to try to fix this, and we will be back next week, and all of it will be fixed.
Or will it?
We promise. Much love to everyone out there for putting up with this garbage today, and I do hope that everyone has an absolutely fantastic Thanksgiving or otherwise holiday.
Yes. All the best. What do you normally say on Thanksgiving to people? Just happy Thanksgiving?
Screw the Brits.
Okay.
That's
that,
it.
Then.
Yeah. All right, guys.
We'll see you
Have
next time.
We'll see you later.